Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. My name's Alyssa, and I'm a liaison officer here at Western. If you're watching this, it's because you have an offer of admission to Western. And I bet you have multiple other offers of admission to other top schools. So please take a minute, be proud of yourself, pat yourself on the back for all that hard work that you put in to get here today. You're at this really pivotal point in your life. The decision you're about to make is not just going to impact where you'll spend the next few years, but also the direction and the scope of your career and the impact that you get to have on the world. So how will you choose? How are you going to know when you found the right place for you? That's what I'm going to kind of talk about today. I'll take you through some questions that you should ask yourself when you're comparing different universities to make sure that you find the right place for you. So let's get started. And let's start with P, which stands for passions. What are you passionate about? What are you excited about outside of the classroom? Those activities that give you purpose, passion, and motivate you to excel. What happens in the classroom is important, but so are these activities outside of the classroom. You want to make sure you choose a university that allows you the opportunity to continue these activities and also explore some new ones. Maybe that means getting involved with a club. At Western, there's over 200 clubs that you can explore. Some are based on political interests or cultural beliefs, and some are based on hobbies or activities, and some based on your academic goals. Maybe you're like me and you're passionate about music. You don't have to be in a music program at Western to be involved with some sort of musical ensemble. We have many ensembles open to non-music students. And if you're looking for a place to practice, there are practice rooms in every residence building. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to the community and volunteering. There are several chapters of local nonprofits on campus and in London. But besides volunteering in your own backyard, there are opportunities for you to travel in Canada and even abroad to volunteer. And maybe you're passionate about sports. We have a large sports community at Western with over 40 varsity teams, and many have open tryouts if you're interested. We also have one of the largest intramural sports programs in the country with 3 levels of competition: recreational, competitive, and super competitive. And if you're into esports, we have an arena for that on campus and even a living and learning community in residence. Reflect on what you're passionate about and make sure you choose a university that has opportunities for you to continue to grow your passions. So that takes us through P, and next up is L, which stands for location. What's important to you in a city? You'll likely spend at least 4 years there when you go to university. Do you want it to be large, small, close to home, further away from home? So London is located in southwestern Ontario, about 2 hours west of Toronto and 2 hours east of the Windsor-Detroit border. We have a population of just under 400,000. It's the second fastest growing city in Canada, with many opportunities for you. It's easy to get around, especially as a student, because you'll have a city bus pass. And at least 10 different city buses come onto our campus at Western to take you anywhere you need to go throughout the city. And when it's time to visit family and friends, you can easily hop on a train, bus, or plane out of London. Whether or not you've been to London before, you should also know that there is plenty to do. We're nicknamed the Forest City because there's over 200 parks for you to explore. There's a vibrant downtown with restaurants, cafes, markets, shopping, professional sports, concerts, as well as an active arts community. As a student, many of these businesses and organizations make it affordable for you to check them out by offering deals and discounts. And while learning about the city is an important part of exploring location, it's only half of the location, and the other half would be the university's campus. What's important to you in a campus? Do you want it to be large, small, more open or contained? What sorts of amenities do you need? And do you prefer that historic or modern look? At Western, our campus is large. We have about 30,000 students, and our campus is contained. That means you're not taking classes beside a downtown business or a strip mall. Western's campus operates like a small city with all the amenities that you could need, including eateries, a medical clinic, grocery store, movie theater, hospital. You name it, we probably have it right on campus. The architecture, as you can tell from the video, is a bit of a mix of both modern and historic buildings. And you'll find both of those for where you take your classes, but also for our residences. Western has 7 residence buildings that you could live in for your first year, and 3 styles of building. Residence is guaranteed if you're coming directly from high school, and many of you probably have an offer to residence alongside your offer of admission. You can check this information by logging into Choose WesternU.ca. Every residence building has a dining hall, as well as common areas like fitness facilities, music rooms, and study rooms. If you have an offer to residence, you'll need to secure your spot before the deadline of June the 3rd. All right, so that takes us through passions and locations. And next up is A, which stands for academics. There are a few things to ask yourself with the academics at university. Does the school have the program for you or the flexibility to explore? What type of research are the professors working on? And what's it like to learn at university? What types of professors will you have? And what will the classes be like? So let's start with programs. At Western, there are lots of programs for you to explore, over 400. But did you know that Western has a common first year? That allows you to take courses in the program that you want to pursue, but also explore other options. So if you're not sure, that's totally okay. Let's look at an example. So let's just say that you wanted to study criminology from our Faculty of Social Science. To do this, you need to take sociology, because that's a required course to open up the door to studying criminology. And by taking this course, you'll open up the door to studying sociology too. Now, you think psychology might be a good second choice if you don't end up liking criminology or sociology. So we call that a parallel plan. To open up the door to psychology, you take psychology, of course, and also math. There are a number of different math courses to choose from, so you'll be able to find 2 that work for you. And now you have psychology as an option. Long term, you're thinking that you might want to go to law school. And you've heard that to do well on the LSAT, you'll need to understand logical reasoning, which is definitely true. So you think you'll give it a try to kind of see how you feel. So you choose a philosophy course because you know we have one in reasoning and critical thinking. And that opens up the door to philosophy from our Faculty of Arts and Humanities. So we're almost there at a full course load of 5 credits, just 1 credit left. Let's just say as an example that you always really liked French and you want to keep up with it in university since you took it in high school. So you spend that last credit studying French, and that opens up the door to French modules too. So there we have it. With our 5 credits, this student has a few doors open in the social sciences and a couple outside of social science in arts and humanities. But let's do another example, a little bit of a different one. This student wants to study computer science. To do this, they take computer science, of course, as well as calculus. This student also really loves math. So they take another course in math, Math 1600, which is linear algebra. And that's going to open up a whole bunch of other math options, as you can see. Now, the student also likes economics. So they will take a couple half credits in economics to give it a try. And that opens up the door not only to economics, but also actuarial science. Now, there's a lot of red on this screen, and that's all those science and math courses. So for this last credit, this student wants to do something totally different, explore something new. And that's what the common first year is really all about. So they take their last credit in media information and technoculture, and that's going to open up doors to media information and technoculture. So there we go. This student has 6 program options in science, 1 in social science, and one in information and media studies. Pretty cool, right? Choosing courses is something that you're going to want to spend some time thinking about, but will also help you through a program called Summer Academic Orientation that we like to call SAO for short. Through SAO, you get to talk one-on-one with an advisor to discuss your program, graduation requirements, and make sure you do everything to stay on track. Appointments are already available for registration, and you can do these appointments through email, over the phone, or through Zoom, just like we're doing right now. The appointments themselves will take place starting next Tuesday until mid-August. You'll be able to enroll in your courses in early June. But now, on to some other courses to ask yourself, or questions, not courses, to ask yourself about the academics at university. What's it like to learn? What are the classes and professors going to be like? At Western, we have a mix of both large and small classes. And with either one, you'll be engaged with your professors as well as your classmates. Here's how.
One of the ways that we, I think, really clearly engage the students is in our collaborative course design. We collaborate with the students in the class to design the course.
One of the most valuable results of these collaborations is a new kind of relationship between faculty and student.
The students choose if they want to do a group presentation or an individual presentation, if they want to do a community engaged learning project where they go out and find a partner in the community and work with them.
I can engage the students to help create the environment, and then they feel more accountable to their own learning.
Sometimes I think I've really succeeded if I'm able to bring their calculus lecture into their dinner time. If something really interesting and engaging has happened.
But these partnerships really emphasize common goals and complementary skill sets, and can be really quite transformative for everyone.
My name is Lindy.
My name is Tom.
And I teach.
Those were professors who often teach larger classes, but as you can see, they're very engaged and involved with every student. I actually took a course from Professor Tom Haffey, who was just in that video. Now let's see what a smaller class could be like.
I'm kind of a weirdo in my own department here at Western. I almost never lecture. I am a big fan of turning the tables and asking students to participate in the learning process. For me, that means that they are actively learning, and in fact, I'm actively learning, and we're all co-creating knowledge together. One of the most important ways that I sort of test to see if students are actually engaged is by asking them, do you need more of this from me or less of this from me? These activities, are they working for you or do you hate them? And I get that that can be scary, especially if you're the kind of teacher who relies on very set prep, but I am a real proponent of finding ways that suit you as a teacher to invite your students to give honest feedback and then to demonstrate to them that you're willing to receive it and incorporate it. And if you do that, they will trust you and they will appreciate it to no end. My name is Kim and I teach.
No matter how big or small the class is, your professors are eager to get to know you and let you be a partner in your own education. So that takes us through passions, locations, and academics all covered. We are now on to C, which stands for community. This is our president, Alan Shepard, welcoming first-year students during orientation week last year. It might look a little different this year, but you're still going to find your community right away. And that's what orientation week is all about. One of the strongest predictors of student success is if they made friends during their first week. And that's why we have orientation week. A week brings everyone together to volunteer in the community, try new activities, and get settled into your new home. Now, when you're thinking about the community at the university that you're going to be at, you'll want to ask yourself, will I fit in? How will I be involved? How will I be supported? And how will I thrive? Because it's important. The years that you spend at university shouldn't just be spent getting by. You should thrive. At Western, we're going to help support you in all dimensions of wellness. physical, emotional, intellectual, interpersonal, spiritual, and environmental. Our ecosystem has supports in place to help you. Whether you need help figuring out your OSAP, getting the nutrition that you need, or exploring careers, your wellness is our top priority. And we're building a new facility to help get all the resources you need under one roof. But we are almost there now. Passions, locations, academics, community, and last up is E, which stands for experience. When you're thinking about experiences, ask yourself, how will I be able to develop career-related skills before I graduate? What opportunities will I have to try new things? Naturally, many of you are going to think of co-op, just one great way to gain career experiences. In a co-op, you alternate terms of school with terms of employment. But co-ops aren't the only way. There's a whole bunch of different ways to gain experiences at Western, over 20. Internships give you the opportunity to work in a workplace for up to 16 months. Community engaged learning courses take you into the community to help a particular organization. Entrepreneurship can help you explore what it's like to start your own business. And there's so much more. At Western, you'll have an opportunity to gain experience no matter what your program is. Some experiences start as early as your second year, and you can mix and match multiple experiences to make your degree work for you. Let's see what an internship could be like.
I'm Amanda. I'm in 4th year civil engineering, and I'm completing my internship at Dillon Consulting. As a student engineer here, it's my task to assist project managers, engineers, designers on the projects they're working on. And I'm part of the highway design team, so with that, it's predominantly designing the roads, the construction staging, how we will budget this, how we will actually go about constructing it. So with the 12-month internship, I was really excited to take what I learned before and even learn more, but then have the chance to do it on my own. I've met people in my summer co-ops and in my internship that have definitely helped guide me in my career and show me different paths I can take, and also provide mentorship beyond just the technical terms of teaching me things, but help me navigate the workforce. Once you go out and you actually test what you can do with the degree, you'd be surprised how many doors are open. Without actually testing out those jobs, I would have had no idea the different paths I could have taken.
All right, we have made it through the word place. Passions, locations, academics, community, and experience. 5 great topics to think about when you're choosing the right place for you. But there's still one big topic that we haven't discussed that many of you might be interested in, and that would be finances. Here's a breakdown of how much it could cost to study during your first year at Western. The best way to get a more realistic breakdown of your costs will be to log into choose WesternU.ca and use the finance calculator. Now, when you log in there, you're going to see some pre-populated sections, a couple that you fill in for yourself, and that will help give you a more accurate estimate. And new this year for Canadian students and permanent residents that are going to be living in residence at Western, there's going to be a residence credit available for you, a $2,500 one. To be eligible for this, you're going to apply for the admissions bursary, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So first up is scholarships. Scholarships are awarded based on academic merit. Our admission scholarships are automatic, so you are automatically considered, no application necessary. You might already be familiar with the breakdown. If your average is over 90%, there's a scholarship for you. Then there are bursaries, which are based on financial need. Applying for the admission bursary is important this year because there's even more money available. Over $25 million available in student financial aid, there to support you. So that averages out to about $2,500 for each student that demonstrates financial aid. And you could combine this with that residence credit, so you might be getting possibly up to $6,000 in financial support. To receive this, you'll need to apply for the admission bursary, which you do right on our registrar's website. Now with that, we are almost finished. And before I open it up for questions, I just want to thank you for spending some time with me and my colleagues tonight. What your offer of admission means is that we chose you, not only for your academic achievements, but because we believe in your potential to accomplish big things, and we want to be a part of it. Now, the decision is in your hands. We hope that you'll choose to come to Western so that we can become partners in creating positive change in the world. To accept your offer, log into the OUEC website and be sure to do so before the deadline. You can find all the other information you need at choose.uwo.ca. So thanks so much to everyone for hanging out with us tonight. If you think of a question a little bit later, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Again, you can email us at welcome@uwo.ca, or you can send us a direct message on Instagram at Choose WesternU. But with that, thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening and good luck on your journey to university.